During my spring break, I was on a vacation, so I couldn't post anything. But a couple of weeks back, I was able to see John Wick 4, and so here's my ranking of all 4 John Wick movies. Have anything that I talk about a bunch of movies on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share your ranking of all 4 John Wick movies over on my channel. I have more rankings like this. Check those out when this video is over. Also, be sure to click that like button, be sure to subscribe. It really does help a lot, and I really would appreciate it. And with that said, let's begin the ranking. Coming in last place for me is John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. To me, this is a really frustrating one, because before John Wick 4, this was actually probably my favorite of the franchise, but after I saw John Wick 4, kinda soured me a little bit on this film. As always, the stunt work is practical, and I don't know how they shot all the action. You know Keanu Reeves is doing something physical, and before John Wick 4, it gave us some of the best action sequences we had ever gotten in the John Wick franchise. But I also think, like I said, that this movie works better if you watch it before John Wick 4 as opposed to watching it after John Wick 4. Because John Wick 4 makes it just feel unnecessary in this franchise because the plot never really moves forward. And that's why it just feels unnecessary in this franchise. It hurts this film by so much that it's frustrating for me to have it in last place. It's still enjoyable. It still delivers some great action, bigger set pieces, but I think because the story never fully moved forward, I can't really put it all that high up, but I still do really enjoy this movie. I wish the story had progressed forward. In third place, John Wick Chapter 2. To me, what this movie does so well as a sequel, instead of trying to rehash what made the original John Wick movie so good, what it decided to do was expand on the mythology and expand on this world of assassins. And that was the other thing that made the original so good. And it just expands on it, introduces, we get to explore more of our continental, and in some cases, it just feels like the natural continuation of this franchise. The right way to continue a film that was just a revenge film. And of course, it continues the great action style that was so much present in the first film. And I will say that this movie has some pacing issues and some logic issues here and there. Like, you could just feel the change of pace in the very beginning when there's like a big shootout action sequences, and then it slows down a little bit for the rest of the film. But this is still a movie that's a worthy follow-up to the original film on basically every level. Our runner-up is the original John Wick. This is an action movie that started a franchise that came absolutely out of the blue. And what it does so well is that it takes what's sort of a silly premise about Keanu Reeves getting revenge on his dog, plays it dead serious, and also has this gigantic, nice world-building aspect of how dangerous this world full of assassins is, and how everybody is dangerous in this universe, and it especially establishes how dangerous John Wick is to other people.
That fucking nobody is John Wick. I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil. With a fucking pencil.
And of course, you have its unique and distinct action that continues in the 4 films. That this franchise has become like the best action franchise of the last 10 years now. And all in all, I think it's just a great kickoff to a great 21st century franchise that started this path that caused this iconic action movie character, and so that people are loading up into their cars to see another new John Wick movie even today. But coming in first place for me is John Wick Chapter 4. This film has, to me, the best action of the entire franchise that already has great, unique action, and just the best in the entire franchise, where, like, you got sequences where he's falling downstairs, and sequences where there's long takes and traffic and things like that, and that's just very cool what they did with this movie. I did not know how they shot it, but you can't see the line between CGI and stunt work. Also, it's the most focused out of the John Wick movies, as you get a story where it's clear what everybody is trying to do. I think this movie best balances the simplistic story of the first John Wick and the world-building mythology of the second and third John Wicks. I think it mashes that together, makes it very cool, and it feels more satisfying than 2 and 3, whereas an actual conclusion, instead of leaving them on cliffhangers like 2 and 3 did, there's memorable additions with the characters like the Marquis de Gramo, played by Bill Skarsgård. He's a memorable villain thrown into there. And also, of course, Kane, played by Donnie Yen. Despite 3 hours long, it's paced nicely and it's entertaining. To me, I just really enjoyed this movie. So for me, it is my favorite of the John Wick franchise. There you have it. That's my ranking of the John Wick movies. Down below in the comment section, share your ranking over on my channel. I have more content like this. Check those out right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end, and I will see you in the next one.